Whew. All right. So, welcome everybody to the BS3 Radio, which was intended to be our Super Bowl preview video. But obviously today, solemn day for sports fans and people all over the world, particularly NBA fans. So, of course, I got to represent, we
Yeah,
all, of course, unless you live, in some weird place under a rock, you're probably not seeing this video anyway. But you've probably heard by now about what happened with Kobe Bryant and his daughter and other people. So our prayers go out to them. So before we get into the Super Bowl, Ben, let's take a moment to reflect on Kobe. So let me ask you: when you think of Kobe Bryant, what comes to mind?
man, I think of somebody that had that killer instinct. Kobe was just one of those people to where he would steal the ball from his mom if it gave him a chance. That's almost like that's what Kobe was. Kobe was ruthless. He didn't care. He would get in people's faces all day today. I've been hearing about how he got in Shaq's face like, "Hey, you getting fat?" Like nobody was gonna come up to Shaq and tell him that. Instances where he got in Dwight Howard's face, instances where he helped these players along. So really, I just consider him as one of the goats. I think at this point we can't say that there's one goat because you got Bill Russell in one area, you got
Right,
Will Chamberlain in another one, you got Jordan
Kareem.
obviously.
Right.
But to me, he was the closest to Jordan. Like we would play with a broken finger if he had to. He scored 81 in a game. That's one of the most memorable moments. And then he scored 60 in his last game he ever played, right? Was that
Hmm.
60 or
Yeah.
61? So I just consider him one of the goats, one of the greatest, and it's way too soon, man. And it's shocking the way it's happened.
Yeah. 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 Obviously, sad news. Obviously, impact. I think for me, it hasn't really even settled in yet. I've been watching some of the coverage and talking to people, and a lot of my friends and family know I'm such a huge Kobe fan. Like literally, relatives I have not talked to in months, texting, calling to check on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's for me. It's I don't think it's still real. And maybe by watching the coverage and them showing the highlights over and over, it's almost like it's almost taking me back to those times, and so I can kind of be in those moments because obviously it's not anybody I personally knew, right?
yeah,
uh you know and being a father, being a husband, my heart goes out to his wife, because I can only imagine what it's like to lose a spouse, but then on top of that to lose your child.
yeah.
um
That's double.
yeah, because I think to lose a child is unnatural, right? Like that's not something you normally expect or prepare for, barring some sort of chronic illness. Um, so fortunately, it looks like we have Courtney about to jump on here, who I know is in the Philly area, which is where Kobe's from. And as we talked about a little bit before we start the show, I'm from the same area Kobe Bryant is from. So I've always followed him. Like I told you before, my second daughter is named Kobe, right? Um, so you know, I don't know. Obviously, we always had memories. We'll always be able to go back and watch the videos and things. But like I said, it's just hard not to just feel for the family, and the other families have been impacted, right? I guess as more information comes out, what I just read right before we came on is that I guess there was a former junior college baseball coach who was on board with his wife and his daughter, who I guess the daughter was on the team also, um, and they passed. So it's obviously tragic. You see people trying to just spend time with their kids, right, and allow their kids to do what they love to do, right, and put them in position to learn and grow as athletes and be successful. And um, unfortunately, uh, poor, bad things can happen, right? We all know, it's part of God's plan, and hopefully this will get other people to get their lives in order, right? Or think about things on a more spiritual end. Uh, Sometimes and really sometimes like that's the only positive I can take from things. Sometimes that hopefully,
this is it's hard to take a positive from this. I mean, when it
Right.
came across, I'm at home with my daughter, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I mean, she's 8. She don't know who Kobe is, and I'm like I'm distraught. Like this is probably the
Mm.
first time I've ever been like heartbroken on an athlete dying. I mean, there's been a lot of them. There's been a lot of sports figures that have passed, but Kobe is someone that was just at a game, just dapping up LeBron. LeBron just passed him in the scoring, and for it to happen like so quickly, I was in shock. A
Yeah.
lot of people were shedding tears because it's like we grew up with Kobe. Kobe got
Yeah.
drafted when he was 18. Fast forward to when he retired, it's been a long career. Some of us were 18 when he was 18. Some of us were growing up when he, was growing up. So it's heartbreaking for the family too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big
All right.
part.
So let's pull Courtney in. Hey, Courtney, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing?
Doing good, man. So we know you're. Of course, this is supposed to be our Super Bowl preview, but we know what happened today.
Yep.
We know you're in Philly, Kobe's old stomping grounds, my old stomping grounds. Um, what sort of general sense have you been getting from like your local community about all this?
Man, it's been crazy, man. I mean, I was actually coming home from church, actually, and I was waiting for my wife. I was in the car, I was waiting for her, and then my sister-in-law, she had IM me and said, "Hey, did you hear what happened to Kobe?" I was like, "No, what's going on? Like, what happened?" And I said, "Okay, I gotta look this up. You know how we do. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta look up stuff and everything."
Research.
So, yeah, I'm on Twitter, and trying to get the news. TMZ had it up. I'm like, okay, they're sort of reliable, but not as
Right.
much. But they did it first. They had the story first. I was like, okay, let me look up some other stuff. So I'm looking. I said, okay, CNN's got it. New York Times got it. I was like, okay, these are legit. So this is happening. So it's devastating, man. I can't wrap my head around it anymore, man. It's like it's crazy. And then I told my wife when she got in the car, I was like, "Did you hear what happened to Kobe?" And then she was like, "Nah." So I told her, and then it was just devastating. And then the news was just pouring in about his daughter who was on the plane, on the helicopter, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So it's devastating. It's heartbreaking. Just for his wife. Not only that, this guy is a husband, a father, a son. Us as fans, it's devastating for that. But for his wife
Mm-hmm.
and his other kids and his family, it's even more devastating. So I mean,
Right.
rest in peace to his family, or rest in peace to Kobe. Um, Prayers to his family. It was a devastating time, and like I said, in Philly, they were talking. Someone from his school was talking. They had an interview on CNN, and they were saying how heartbroken the city is. So it's definitely a heartbreaking situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ben and I were talking because right as fans, right, we can go on YouTube, we can go back and watch, all the games we want, right? Their databases, NBA has their own channel. You can watch Kobe whenever you want, relive those moments. But as a father and a husband, like you think about somebody burying their spouse, somebody losing their child. Kobe's dad, NBA player, right? He's still alive, and his mom's still alive. Like losing your son and your granddaughter in such tragic
Right.
fashion. And the siblings who remain and Kobe's siblings and, um, yeah, I mean, just think about, your family, right? How many cousins and things you're connected to, right? Same thing with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's my heart goes out to all those people. And, in our prayers and, yeah, it's a lot, and to Ben's point, like because Kobe played so long, like, and I'm a little older than Kobe, but being from the same area, I was familiar with Kobe like when I was in my late teens.
Hmm.
So like my entire adult life, I've known who Kobe Bryant is, right, and followed him. Um, and even today when because my co-host texted me, he was like, "You hear the news about Kobe?" And I was getting in the car, so I was about to start driving, so I just called him instead of texting him, and so I thought he was going to tell me Kobe was like coming out of retirement or something, like,
Right. Right.
um,
Play for the
and,
big three or
and then
something.
Yeah. Big three. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, because like for him to text me like at this time on a Sunday, like I said, I just knew, okay, this must be something big, and so when he's like TMZ's reporting he's passed, and I was like, what? And this is before like everybody else, really got out there, and so I'm driving and he's Googling, and I literally had to pull over and just kind of gather myself. Once like he reported like, oh, New York Post has picked this up or New York Times picked this, and I was like, oh snap, man, like I got to pull over. And I get home and tell my wife, and then my second daughter is named Kobe, right? So so I get home, I tell my wife, it's like, Kobe passed, and she was like, what? And so my daughter's like, I did what? And so it was, just this moment of like trying to explain to her what's going on, and without, and she's 9, right? So you're trying to be delicate here, but I don't know, man. It's a lot to absorb. Seeing all these people at the Staples Center, right? And like they've asked people not to come because the Grammys going on. Like, yeah, y'all might as well shut that Grammy stuff down.
You might as well have those people come through the back door, because
right,
right.
Crowded at the Staples Center. And the other part of it, all of us got to realize is deeper than basketball. For us,
Yes.
Kobe is a basketball player, but you think of his family, you think of the people that he's impacted in his family, you think of his parents. Eric, like what you were saying, it's deeper than the sport of basketball. That's what we know him as, unless you know him personally. But also, man, Kobe took a turn after basketball, man, where he got an Oscar. He was doing the detail on ESPN. He was mentoring athletes. I mean, he was doing so much. It's like,
yeah, there's the little animation things they would play during the finals, explaining the game.
This is one of those where it's like, why? You got that family member that's young, that gets in a car accident, and it's almost like that same feeling. Like this dude has so much more to give. And then the part that kind of pissed me off, you got people on social media. It's normal. People wanna be trolls and that kind of stuff. But pay respect to this dude's family. Pay respect to the legend that he is, but the legend that he is in his household. Like, we don't know what type of person Kobe was with his and his family, so we don't know him personally. So it's like so many levels to it. I think
You're right.
we're just kind of realizing one part of it.
Well, that, and I think because we've seen him since he was literally a kid, we've seen some bumps in the road, right? We've seen some of the ups and downs. And so I think as just the general public or fans, we're a little more even if you're not a Kobe fan or a Lakers fan, I think you're just a little more connected to him because we knew more about just kind of what he was going through, right? With charges, and then the wife leaving him for a little bit, and like a lot of stuff that normal people can relate to. Even though he, obviously he was this superstar, we saw him kind of go through different phases of manhood and become, this final polished product. And also he was sort of the rare superstar that would kind of just let it all out, hang out right out there with the media and say what he was thinking, right? And not try to give you some little polished, corporate answer to everything.
That's Garrett answer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's different when you're a coach, but like, most athletes try to, I don't know if you follow NASCAR, but like all those NASCAR drivers now are very, very polished in things and their answers, and and how they approach things for the most part. So I think all those things will be missed, right? The old school competitiveness, the fire. Now, and obviously, just a tragedy either way. But I will say, I'm glad he wasn't like leaving some club and people saying, "Oh, I saw him taking 3 drinks or something before he got in the car or whatever." So he's being a dad, right? He's doing what we all do: take our kids to their sporting events, right?
Practice, right?
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. They were on the way to a game, to a tournament.
Yeah, his daughter's game. Yeah.
Yeah. So same thing I just did yesterday. Literally taking my son to his game. And having a daughter who's like the same age as his daughter, I mean, all this kind of just hits home, man. And just makes you want to just go hug your kids or kiss your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Stay with those loved ones. You gotta keep them close. Tell them you love them every day. Because you just never know. You just don't know what can happen, and just take day by day. Don't take it for granted. Just live life, love your family, man.
All right. So before we transition here, let's just each of us spend a few seconds just with your favorite Kobe memory. So let's start with you, Ben.
My favorite Kobe memory is him putting up. I said this a little bit earlier, but him putting up that 61 in the game, and I believe that was in the third quarter. I think there was
Oh.
still a fourth quarter left.
Yeah.
That was my biggest memory, because he was just one of those flat out scorers, and that's something I'll never.
What about you, Courtney?
Man, there's a couple, but
I know,
I think
right?
there's a couple. But I think one of my favorite Kobe memories, I think it was the year they were playing Sacramento, and Shaq was Shaq had fouled out, and then it was Kobe just went on a tear. It was the fourth quarter and overtime. I forgot how many points he scored, but they were like the Lakers were done. They were done. They were like, oh, Shaq's out. Kobe just went into his Black Mamba mentality that he always does, and just dominated. I'm like, okay, this guy has arrived now. So I get it, like with Shaq and Kobe, that whole thing. I know it's not about that, but I get why Kobe was like, look, I'm that guy right now. Shaq, I know you still good, but I'm that guy that can just flat out score. I'm gonna take this team, and when Shaq won his fourth ring, Kobe won those next two. I'm like, yep, this guy has arrived. But that moment right there, when he just flat out just said, Lakers are not, we're still in it. Now I'm here. So that was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah. For me, I always think back to the year they won the first championship, and they were playing Portland, and they were down like a lot late, and it made the comeback. And Kobe does the lob to Shaq, and Shaq dunks it in, and gives Kobe the 2 points up, because and when they finally took the lead there toward the end, and that was a loaded Portland team too.
Yes.
They were going against. I think about that moment, because at that moment it's kind of like, it's almost like they realized just how good they could be. Like you literally saw the light come on, like right there. And I think about the dunk he did on Latrell Sprewell in the Garden, where he went like Sprewell's all over him. He goes baseline and like goes behind the backboard and comes around the other side somehow, and the look on Sprewell's face was just like I don't even know what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, oh well. But rest in peace, Bryant family, and we'll be praying for you guys. All right, so let's get into it. Of course, a week from today, we got the Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers. Quick thoughts, man. I think it's going to be a good game. But my prediction is Chiefs, and I guess I'm kind of rooting for the Chiefs because of Andy Reid. I'm an Eagles fan, so and you got light-skinned quarterback with a great head of hair. So I feel like that's my brother. You know what I mean? I've never met Patrick, but I think I feel a connection. You know what I'm saying? So.
And Shady too, and Shady.
Yeah, well, you gotta be careful about claiming him. We gotta see how these charges shake out. But so Ben, who you got, brother?
Man, I think it's gonna be a great game too. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I think this is their time. I think the 49ers, them making it here is great, but you're going up against one of the best quarterbacks. Arguably, you can put them in the conversation of best. I don't think the defense, which they played great all year, I don't think they're ready for this test. This is not anybody else that they face. And I think Andy Reid's been waiting a long time for this opportunity. I don't think he's going to let it slip this time. This is the second time around he's been able to get here, and they're all ready. They're all ready. I think the 49ers, 49ers, they got here. They got a good running game, a good defense, but this is going to be the biggest test that they've ever had.
And you make a great point. And this time, Belichick can't cheat Andy Reid out of this championship.
Right.
We're taping on the sideline.
What about you, Courtney, brother? Who you got?
I gotta go with you guys. I gotta go. I'm going with
Yeah.
the Chiefs as well. Clean sweep. I think it's gonna be a real good game.
Mhm.
As Eagle fan. I'm still got something for Andy Reid
That's
too.
right, baby.
It's been 15 years since he got to that last Super Bowl. So and he's been close. He's been close.
Hmm.
Last year they should have probably made it. And if
Yeah.
D4 doesn't, lean those few inches, they
Right.
get in. They beat New England. They get in. So, but
Yep.
I think now Andy Reid, he'll have his guys ready. As you said, Patrick Mahomes, to me, the best quarterback in the league. I think by far. And I think Andy Reid, it's going to be hard to get back there again. So, might take him another 15 years if he doesn't get this done, get this job done again. So,
Yeah.
I think he's going to, like say, have him prepared. You said 49ers, great season, great run. I mean, the one thing I think the 49ers, they're going to have to run the football again. If they run the football like they did against Green Bay, but there's no
Yeah.
lead. But there's no lead for the Kansas City Chiefs. They can't come back. We've seen them go down 24-0, and they put up 40 something points on the
Yeah.
Texans. So
Yeah.
and they was down 17-7 against Tennessee. So
Right.
as great as the 49ers defense is, and I know they're going to try to put pressure on Mahomes, but they never, like I said, they never seen a guy like this. Russell Wilson might be
Yeah.
the closest they've seen in this caliber, but Mahomes is on another level right now. So I have to.
And the people Mahomes is throwing to are better than people uh,
Yes.
that Russell Wilson is throwing to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
also, now I will say this: I think we have seen the blueprint for how San Francisco can win this game. And when I think about how the Giants beat the Patriots, right? If the front four can get home on the quarterback, then you got a chance, right? Because then you can do a lot of other things, behind the front four to defend all that speed and all those people going all over the place. But if the front four can't, San Francisco's in trouble. And also, you know, with Tom Brady, he's more of a statue. Mahomes
Yeah.
can beat you with his feet too, and then get it downfield. So it's a different challenge for those defensive linemen. They're going to expend a lot of energy to get to Mahomes because he's not just standing still, and the play is never dead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of a Brett Favre like quality he has going there.
Yeah, and the 49ers, like you said, if they can get a lead and can play with that lead, I know, like we just said, Mahomes the Chiefs can actually put up points. But the 49ers, if they can get a lead and, like you said, put that pressure on the Mahomes with that front four, that's a different thing. If they can play with a lead, keep that ball away from Patrick Mahomes too as well. That's a huge thing. But like I said, if the Chiefs get the ball and they get a lead, then it's up to Jimmy G. I don't know if he can go
Yeah,
toe to toe with Mahomes. I
yeah,
really don't think
yeah,
so.
Jimmy
I
G
don't
got to
trust
throw
him
the
in that.
ball this game. Jimmy G got to throw the ball. It's not going to be 8
Yeah,
passes.
you're right.
Which he can do it, but the Chiefs' defense has been solid all year long.
Right.
And I mean, ever since whoever that defensive coordinator they have, I don't know who it is, but they've been solid for the past few years. So I think when it comes down to it, this is going to be the biggest test for the 49ers, and the Chiefs will be ready.
All right. So we appreciate everybody watching. Thank you. I want to remind everybody to go to bs3radio.com and listen to all of our podcasts there. All right. And leave a 5-star rating. Okay. bs3radio.com. Ben, tell everybody real quick about the contest we got going on and how they can win gift cards.
Definitely. So we're giving away a gift card every month for this year. All you have to do, you can go to any of our social media and find it. It's very easy, 5 easy steps. If you got iTunes, Apple Podcasts, go there, leave a review, screenshot it, send it to me, BS3 Sports at Outlook. If you're on Google or Android, go to YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell next to the subscribe button, send me the link, send me the screenshot, BS3 Sports at Outlook.com.
Okay. And Courtney, tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter and what you got going on The Real Deal featuring Courtney Harden.
Yes. Keep checking it out, bs3radio.com. Follow the show at Get the Real Deal on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Courtney110979. We just bring you the real deal, like the title says. Try to bring it every week with great guests. We talk a lot of different things. Like yesterday, I had I had Allie Cox from she is a Sixers dance and dunk squad. So look, we try to get through with everything, man. So it's
Okay.
keep checking out the show. It's trying to just get bigger and better as each week.
Hey, man. Keep doing your thing. Ben, Courtney, appreciate you guys. Hey, but we really appreciate all the listeners and viewers. Hey, hit subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell your mama. Tell your coworkers. All right. Hey, enjoy the Super Bowl. All right, everybody. Hit us up. Tell us what you think about our predictions. All right. We out.
All right. R.I.P. Kobe.
All right. Later. Thank you.